What's up, guys? Everything good? Everybody can hear? Yo. I'm just logging into BitMEX right now. What the fuck? Alright, cool. It's working! So I'm gonna enter my my long. At 92.60. All right, let's get going. Let me adjust the size of my screen. All right, what's up, guys? Good morning. It's been a freaking great morning, very profitable. So I'm happy about that, very much so. Let's look at XBT. I want to catch it. Oh, I put 92.60. The 50 moving average on the 1 hour is around 92.50. So I'm gonna move this up because that fib there, you know what? It should catch it if it's at 92.45. It should catch it. Let me move to the 4 hour, get this charted out. Okay, so if we look at the 1 day chart, okay, let's line this up here. I need to make sure I'm making the right entry point. So the 1 day 200 is at, I don't know why my moving averages aren't showing. Like, where's my indicator? Where's my moving averages prices? Okay, the 200 is right around 90.75 on the 1 day. Price bounced off of the 20 and the 50 on the 1 day. Let's see how the weekly closed first. Okay, so it was bearish engulfing. That's not good. It was denied by the 20 EMA on the weekly. It's not delicious. Let's go to the 6 hour. A little lesson for you guys real quick. So the oscillator has made a lower low on the 6 hour, whereas price has made a higher low. Which is technically a hidden bullish divergence. So that's good. Let's look at the 4 hour. Take this off here. Just need to sniff around these charts real quick. So let's see. All right, price is underneath the 20 EMA. The next support is this fib support at 91.70. How did I have that charted different on the other? I'd want to see 50%. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to move our bids for the long down to, oh, too late. I was filled. Whoops. I'm trying to see where I was seeing that 92.60 at. I think it was the 1 hour. Yeah. Ah. What exchange is this? Bitfinex. Okay. Let me zoom out. This is Binance. Should see a bounce here. I really do think so. We go to the 4 hour. Fibs from highs to lows. This is the 236 and 92.60. Okay, 92.53. Perfect. And then that should be somewhere around 50% of this move. It's on its way to 90. Yeah, so like 91.25 would be another good fill. Now this needs to hold 9,000. Like I will, if it a 1 hour close below 9,000, I'll get stopped out. Right here is where it should start bouncing. Let's go to the 15, to the 1 hour. and go full screen. If it's going to bounce, it needs to bounce right around here. And then let me trend base fib this. Alright, it's bouncing on the 618 right now. It got to the 1272 fib extension of pretty much. Should start bouncing. The plus sign at the top left. Yeah, I don't know why they got hidden. Thank you. There we go. Michael with the save. So let's get out and look at. I mean, 15-minute. What's that RSI looking like? Bottomed. Yeah, they got the 22. Right on the 200 moving average on the 15-minute is kind of our buy zone, 92.30. We should see a bounce back up to the 20 EMA on the 15-minute, and that's like below 9,600. 9,500, right below 9,500. That'd give us like a $200 move. So I'm going to close mine at 94.80. I didn't open up a big position on this one. Notice how right before closing, that 1 hour held that 50 moving average. Right there. See if it bounces here. One thing we can't deny is why I'm going to get out 94.80 is because this is looking bear flaggy. It's denied key moving averages on all time frames. Like on higher time frames, it's looking potentially bear flaggy. Let me go to the 4 hour. And this really doesn't matter. I mean, that we're using Binance. It's still Bitcoin. This is just the chart I had my entry lined up on. Okay, so looks like it's bouncing. You can put your stop conservatively, like a conservative stop would be below 91.60. So we're in profit now. Wish I would have had just a little bit more time to fucking change those buy orders. It's my fault, guys. I got to do better. But we're in profit, so. Encash is holding strong around 368 right now. It's a good Litecoin. It's still in this kind of descending wedge looking pattern. It's trying to bounce at the 382 with just this current move from this low to this peak, but it's looking almost triple toppy. Right there. 1, 2, 3. We'll see where it bounces. Is this around the time the market pulls back every day? I think it is. But we're just going to see where things go, guys. We have our trade lined up on BitMEX. We're entered. We're in profit. Nothing crazy yet. But we are in profit. And we'll see if this dip gets bought up. Kind of got thrown off by that trade entering right there. Let's look at NEO. NEO hasn't done as well as everything else. Like Litecoin and Bitcoin. Hasn't even made a new high. And one thing that I'm noticing here is just looking at this now. This is clearly kind of a bear div between price and RSI. It's clear as day. Higher high on oscillator, lower high on price. And this is the 1 hour chart. I wonder if it shows up on the 4 hour chart. 8-ish a.m. Pacific. So that's right now. Oh, this is 11 a.m. Eastern, which is 8 a.m. Pacific. I know that the time changed, but for us, it's yeah, it's bear divvy on the 4 hour even more so. Higher low or lower high, excuse me. Higher high. Nothing new to report in NEO. Let's look at Encash. So I need to extend this out. It broke this 383. I believe that was the high from before. 381. Fib resistance. Or horizontal resistance. There we go. It didn't close above it. So, you know, we're looking at real bodies right now versus wicks, right? So this previous high was a wick. Something you guys need to understand. I look at real body closes. But previous highs, the real body of the new move does need to close above the previous high wick. Like, it needs to just clear it. So that's something that's working through right now. Price bounce, if you draw this low to this high, price bounced around the 1272 area. If you were able to get in cash around 235, congratulations. Moving forward, if we were to delete this fib and do kind of a, only thing I can think to do here is really a trend-based fib, because we don't really have a high to reject. I guess we can go from here to down there, but let's do a trend-based fib and see. Alright, so we've touched the 1272, haven't closed above. Next target on a close above 370 sats. This 1272 area would be 410 sats. But then moving forward, guys, I mean, these are some of our targets. After 410 would be 527, 644, 716. But then we'll be able to pull off the trend-based fib and be able to actually start doing some fibs. But I need to see a local high for the moment. And I guess we could do this. It's not like perfectly accurate or anything, but I just don't have a lot of data to go off of. But we work with what we got. It's not the best way to draw a fib. Yeah, so doing it this way, I think it'll head to 1,000 sats. I do. It'd be completely overpriced at that point, but I do have a working product. It's a good crypto project. It's got a massive supply, but yeah, we'll see. How about if we bought Neo last night? What is best course? Did you buy Neo last night? Well, I mean, it's in this, a bear div isn't everything, guys. Because price is just consolidating right now. Your next buy zone for a flip would be around 82.70, 82.80. Up to the top of this, $90. We don't have a third touch of either trend line so far, so neither of these are accurate. Sorry about that. Should be able to get out of break even. I don't see why not. Unless we establish new lows here. If the lows hit, you'd want to be stopped out. That's for sure. You wouldn't want to. Let me move this over. Go full screen. Alright, and I need to move this over so I can freaking see it. So I drew two fibs, guys. From the highs, all-time highs, to the recent spike lows around 63.44. And then from the spike lows around 63.44 up to the top of the recent highs at 145.26. And looking for price confluence areas. Now, from the recent lows to the recent highs, so 63 or something like that to 145, price has bounced off of this 786 fib. You know, these fib bounces can be a little messy. They can go sideways for a little while, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here, but we do have some kind of consolidation pattern forming at the moment. New lows below the 786 fib, we'll call it $80. It really should be $79, because that was the wick low. That would have us come down to test the recent lows for sure, and that would be what, $62 to $63. I would buy there. Probably 64, I believe, was the lows. Yeah, 63.95, 64 ish. I would buy somewhere around there. But make no mistake, on the 4 hours, but we're below all the moving averages, and the moving averages are aligned bearish. So you know, that would be trading counter trend, but my most profitable trades come when I'm patient and I line up entries like this. We had kind of an accumulation pattern here before, and we kind of have the same thing. We would kind of have the same thing over here. So there has been some buying support previously there, around that $63 area. I would be happy to buy quite a few NIO, but moving forward, you know, we could go down to $40 again. I would back up the Brinks truck. Is that possible? I don't know. I don't say anything's not possible. I'm not getting all bearish right now, by the way, like whatsoever. There's just no reason to. All we need is for Bitcoin to stabilize, and then we can have an alt season, because a lot of alts are looking like they've had enough of this bullshit. So, like they've bled enough, which we'll see if that means anything. Gosh, TRX solidly under 400 sats now. Let's look at Ven. So Ven hasn't hit our buy zone quite yet, but it's not closing with 2 candle closes on the 4 hour above this 0.5 fib yet. It's above the 20 and the 50, but the 20 is still below the 50. And it was trying to go for the cross, but it's a bad time to be pulling back because it's going to pull it further down, the 20. So it'll need to get a nice bullish reversal. And then your next target would be this 200 moving average, 49,000 sats. Which, as it moved towards it, it would slope up a little bit more. We would probably call it 50 or 49.5. But, you know, from these areas, I mean, if it could do it, guys, if you can get this 20 to cross this 50, you'd buy an hourly pullback to the 1 hour, 20 EMA. And then ride it up to the 4 hour 200. And maybe you can even get a wick to the 382 fib, which would be 51,500. I wouldn't mess with that. I'd just, you know, put an order, sell order. If you wanted to sell, if you wanted to quick flip this below the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, so like 49,500 sats, somewhere around there. Yeah, no, Michael, for sure. You know, a lot of them look like they've had enough. I mean, ADA, we're already in profit. But you know, we're in the part of these coins right now where, you know, they're trying to work through some shit. This is on top of the 20 still. Will it bounce here? I don't know. But it's trying to ride this 786 fib perfectly. And then the 886 would be 1306 next. Do I think that's gonna happen? I don't know. But I know this is a place that I am holding. So, because it's going to go sideways for a while and then, you know, do its thing after that. ADA is a good project. It's just a white paper right now, but it's a good project. So, not much more to report other than that. I need to see some more price action, unfortunately, guys. But, if everything wants to bounce here, I mean, Litecoin, if it breaks to the upside, this nice pattern right here, obvious resistance would be the 4 hour 200 moving average at 196, but I would look to a horizontal resistance more so. What is this? Like right there, 214-ish. Try to climb out of that hole, and then we'd be good to go from there. I'm not ready to call, oh, this is the bull trend. I need to see some more bullish reversal signs, but you know, we did have a higher low the other day. This inverse head and shoulders pattern completed almost perfectly, and it wasn't much of an inverse head and shoulders on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, it was more apparent. It wasn't perfect, but it was apparent to me when lining up with some key levels. So we just gotta be more patient. Our longs are in profit. Nice. Are we BitMEXing up a storm these days or what? Yes. It's good shit. You guys got any questions? Yeah, Chris, if you can get out of break even or a little bit in profit, man, I'd do it. Wait for a more confirmed buy signal. But right now on, you know, most coins, we're just kind of waiting, guys. When we're playing BitMEX swings to try to manufacture some magic while we are waiting. 40 minutes. I watch this 4-hour candle close to see if it closes above or below this 20 EMA. It's important. It's so important. It's like so important. Message retracted. Is Mojo shit posting? Yes, it does, Michael. It's holding this 50. On the 1 hour, I mean, your stops at this point would be pretty damn below. I mean, below 91.80 to be safe. I think would be a safe, or 9,000. But even break even here, guys, on your entries for these longs would probably be acceptable. I'm so sorry that we didn't get the perfect entry on that one. I spotted it and I just couldn't get over there in time. That's my fault. I gotta do better. We'd be massively in profits right now. And I say massively because, okay, it's only a 5x. The leverage wasn't that high, but we would be up 150 bucks right now. On 5x, that's 750 bucks per coin. Basically. At Lisk, the old Goon coin. Do I have Lisk on here? Yes, I do. I haven't looked at this chart, so you're getting a blank, unbiased reading. Lisk, I think, is a good coin. But it doesn't mean anything. I don't think it's a phenomenal coin or anything. It's a good coin, though. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, so here's how we're going to do this. I want to look at previous market cycles to see where they're reversed at. So I'll go from down here. Oh, would you look at that? Right above the 786 fib, you don't say. It likes to reverse the 786 fib. Okay. Like many altcoins. So let's look at this previous market cycle. There we go. It's below the 618. 105,000 sats would be the accumulation zone. Because it's under this 618. If it breaks this, like, pretty confident. I wish I could short this, to be honest with you. If it breaks this line of support, some people would draw it sideways. I'll just draw to the bottom of the wicks. If it breaks that line, I will add a trend line line. Below, less than. Draw an accumulation zone. Pick it up above 105,000 sats. Nothing more really needs to be said. And then about around 75,000 sats after that. Break even at BTC longs. It's tough. You have to make the decision. What's your risk tolerance on this trade? This is a trade. It's not like a long where I go, okay, I'm getting this or I'm not getting out. You know? I think it bounces here. Let's take a look at it again. That's what we should just really be tracking since we have an actual trade open right now. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Yeah, it's trying to hold it. guys, I would almost put a stop at below 92.30. But then there's, you know, the 0.5 would be 91.40. If it doesn't hold the 618 of the current move, then it's going to shit. It's tough. Like, what's your tolerance for risk? I think you can get a better entry. Obviously, you can get a better entry if it goes below 92.30 again. But it just basically needs to hold this 200 moving average on the 15 minute. Because this is a 15-minute trade. We didn't get the best entry. That's my fault. Like I said, we didn't get the best entry, so we're kind of in no man's land. So if you want to close this and try to get a, you know, and sit out because you didn't get the best entry, I understand that. I had the order in and then I spotted it and I went, oh shit, and then it fucking filled. I think this 91.36 area needs to hold. But I'm looking to get out of 94.80. Because again, my entry wasn't perfect. I don't have as much room to breathe. My entry was... Oh, you know what? On BitMEX, this only got to below... Oh, man, we almost spotted that perfectly. Never mind. I was looking at Binance that got down to the 9100s, and BitMEX only got down to 92.38. We were in a 96. Okay, 92.60. That was the best entry. That was a good entry. For now. I'll probably put the stop below 92.30, to be honest with you. 91.30 if you want to give this bitch some room. It'll be interesting to see because right now is the 4-hour close coming up. 32 minutes, and it'll be interesting to see what the market makers want to do. If you try to look at previous 200 moving average touches, denials, when everything's below. Right here, came back to the 20. But this is interesting because the 50 is still above, the 20 is not. The 200, which I don't really see an area where that happened before. The 20 is below, but the 50 is above. Yeah, not here. No. No. Yeah. Don't have a lot of fractals to go off of on this one. No. Yeah. Can't help you. This is an entire new situation fractal-wise with moving averages playing out. So did... I'm looking at the BitMEX chart right now. It says it only got down to 92.30. Unless I bet the Mecca say, yeah, they only got down to 92.30 on BitMEX. I'll be conservative with this one and put my stop below 92.30. If you guys don't give a shit because it's only 5x leverage and you won't lose much, you could do it below 91.30, which is the 0.5 fib of the current move. If it's going to continue, the 0.5 fib of the current move would be where it would bounce at. This is a beautiful double bottom on the 4-hour though. I'm really interested to see in the next 30 minutes what these market makers do in terms of trying to close this candle. Let's go to the day chart, see if there's any divergences showing up. Not that I see. I mean, this is an important zone. The moving averages on the day chart, the 200 moving average is at 90.45. So if it loses that, guys, that would be another stop for you. Just looking at it this way. If BTC cannot withstand at 91.30, how far can it go down? Well, it's got to hold this 200 moving average, which is at 90. If it doesn't hold 91.30-ish, I don't think it's going to hold 9,000, which is the 200 moving average. And the moving averages are aligned bullishly on the 1 day. The 20 is above the 50. Both are above the 200. However, they're both sloping down, the 20 and the 50, and price is below the 20 and the 50, but it's above the 200. So this is the decision zone. This will determine the trend. When price falls, below the 20 and the 50, it signals it wants to head back to the 200 in time, however long it takes. What happens there tells you what's going to happen with the trend. So, let's see. $4,700, $5,000 in time. And I don't necessarily think that would be a bad thing, guys, if it did go down that low, because then it would give tons of breathing room for alt BTC evaluations to go just fucking psycho. I mean, just absolutely psycho. You could see a return to all-time highs on alt BTC pairings again, which we were starting to think we would never see again, because when Bitcoin was at $2,000 and you have Strat going to 350,000 sats. And you're like, well, it's never going to get back there again. It'd have to get to $60 if it wants to do that again. Well, now with BTC kind of returning, if it does to the 786 fib zone, I'd call 5,000-ish. That would give a lot of room for alts on the BTC side to go fucking bananas. Like actual 10x in BTC evaluation as well. BTC evaluation, not just USD. We would buy the shit. We would long the shit out of that dip at $5,000, guys. Just 10x it. Let it rise back to 8,000. That would be $30,000 per coin. Profit. $3,000 per coin off the top. 10x leverage. $30,000 per coin profit. So there would be 600% ROI ish. I can get down with that. But I cannot reiterate to you guys enough how, I mean, first off, do I expect this 200 moving average to hold right now? I kind of do. It'll be interesting to see if it doesn't. But long term, guys, this is what this is going to be looking at. We would just reverse this. So let's go to the Bitfinex chart. I'll go to the 1 day. I will delete my drones and let's go to the 3 day. Okay, so this was the previous market cycle. God, this has got to be around a 20 fib extension. Yeah, 92,000. I think we get there. What if the 200 is above the 20 and 50 and a coin falls below those? Does it break? That's a bearish. That's just bearish. We're finding out what our lows are going to be. You would look to fib zones to catch your fall, so like the 786 at that point would be a good reversal zone, typically in crypto, historically. Still want to see us get above this trend line. We have a 3-day bearish cross between the 20 and 50. What does the 1 week tell us? The 3-day tells me my next buy zone would be at this 382 fib. $8,000. But I'd have to scope that out in other time frames. I almost want to hedge this shit with a short down to the 200 moving average. What, hedge your portfolio with a short? You don't want to short. We just did short down to the 200 moving average, pretty much. It's gonna be funny to look at Twitter sentiment. Everybody all bullish yesterday, bearish the day before, probably bearish as fuck right now. They're so reactionary. I just want to see what happens. I don't have anything else for you guys, really. Unless you have any other questions. It's just kind of a wait and see game. Because okay, so on this 1 day chart, you don't want this to become, if you're long Bitcoin, you don't want this to become a bearish engulfing candle where the real body of this closes below the real body of the green candle. And typically, if it's just this candle here and there's, I don't know, leading up to it, that wouldn't necessarily be, but we do have a series of bearish candles. So on the 3-day chart, that would be bearish engulfing. So, yeah, it's bearish engulfing because left side all red, right side up above, up at the very top of it, it matches. So it's engulfing at the top. It'd be engulfing all the way through the bottom if it closes there. And that'd tell you further downside is, you know, below the 200 on the 1 day at that point. Further downside would be on the way. And then seeing that we were rejected at moving averages on all time frames. You guys like these moving averages? I think they're a cheat code. Yeah, I could go down further. We'll see. If you want to pull this trade, I don't bother. I don't blame you. It either bounces here or it keeps going down. I know that sounds very arbitrary, but it's true with the level that it's at. It's at all these moving averages right now, near the 0.5 fib of the current move. Either bounces here or uh-oh, spaghetti-o. So I wish I had more for you guys, but I don't. I can't make shit up, so I'm less sorry than I was originally because our BitMEX entries were pretty close. So you can verbally chastise me all you want, but I'm trying my best over here. I mean, just to move to 94.80 doesn't even get us to the 1 hour, and then it can do what it wants after that. Doesn't even get us to the 1 hour 20 moving average. You could put a stop right below here, 92.30, and just no harm done. Like literally almost zero harm done if you get stopped out. Now there is some support in the lower 9,000 area, like 9160s, 9100-ish, right around there, and then the psychological number of 9,000. But would it come back to this zone? I can't answer that for you, and you know you'd be looking at further losses if it doesn't. So I think because this is a key bounce zone right now, so you could say, hey, if it doesn't bounce here, I'm not going to lose any more than just having seen it that it didn't bounce here, and I gave it a chance. So I'll put a stop under 92.30, and if it doesn't hold it, it doesn't hold it, and I lose next to nothing, but I gave it a chance. And then a move up to 94.80 would be $220 a move for the move, times 4 or times 5. It would be $1,100 per coin, manufactured with leverage. So, 1,100. If it fails, it's $30 a coin. You know, this is a well-defined risk reward trade because, and it's one that. Okay, so 1,100, that'd be $220 per coin times 5x leverage, divided by $30 per coin, so $31 per coin. I'll put a stop at 9,229. $31 per coin times 5x leverage would be $155 per coin. So we'll do 1,100 divided by 155. Our risk reward ratio on this is a 7.1, basic almost. So our reward would be 7.1. Our reward is 7.1 times higher than our loss. So which is a great risk reward trade. We're at a key bounce level right now. Yeah, this is a well-defined trade. So I'll keep it. I'll put a tight stop below 92.29, and let her show me what she wants to do. See if we can't get this pony to ride. Does that make sense? Those moving averages are proving themselves, and then when you add fibs to it and pattern recognition, and able to supplement it with market feel and indicators and fundamental analysis, and able to supplement it with all these other things, we give ourselves a real chance to win here, which we've been doing big time. Let's zoom out here. Is this the downtrend line? This is the downtrend line. So even a safer exit would be like 94.40 right against this downtrend line. But then another thing here is that you want to see is, would RSI come and bounce off this trend line? Could. That would signify a move down to that the higher 8,900 area I was talking about. There's just a lot. This is a confluence of a lot of support. I think this trade is valid. I want to see it over 9,300 though, which it's not. It's at 92.86, I believe. Yeah. We'll see. Trade the chop, baby. That's what I'm best at, so. How do you calculate your risk-reward ratio? The amount that you're expecting to gain by hitting your target divided by the amount that you're expecting to lose if you get stopped out. So for us, we have a tight stop of $31 per coin. We're in at 92.60. If it gets to 92.29, I will be stopped out. Multiply that by our 5x leverage, and the amount that we're willing to lose per coin is $155. It's $31 times 5. And then the amount that we're trying to gain, our entry at 92.60 up to 94.80, that'd be $220 per coin times 5x leverage. That's $1,100. So you take that $1,100 divided by the $155 that you're willing to lose, and that's like 7.096, and that's your risk reward. For every dollar that you lose, that you would possibly lose, you're giving yourself a chance to gain 7.096 times that. It's a well-defined risk-reward trade. Anything over a 4, typically, in my opinion, is a good trade. Now, it's got to line up. You can't just say, oh, I have a good risk-reward here. And look, I just got mentally stopped out. So I'm going to market close and lose like 1 sat. Yeah, who cares? That's so shitty, BitMEX. Down to 91.50. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, BitMEX is the biggest piece of shit in the world. Man, they do that to me all the time. I did not click it when it was at 91.50. I know it has to process. They sure may get their fucking money based on that. That is such horse shit. Alright, well, it didn't hold. So, there you go. Pieces of shit. That's such a fucking shitty move, I swear. Alright, we wait to see what happens, guys. Looks like it's going lower. So, that's all I got. We'll see where we go. I'll catch you guys.